It looks like Alicia may be having some connectivity issues. Hi, Democrats. Today is the fourth day of April, 2022. I'm delighted that you're here, and we're going to give our chair a moment to get back into the studio. While we're doing that, I want to remind everyone of the Hamilton Report tonight at 6:30, right here on YouTube and on Facebook. And tonight we're going to be looking at the Great Divide and how divided our country is and where that's coming from, what's fueling it, and the impact that it makes on your life and on mine, and what our options are to do something about that. So I hope that you'll tune in tonight at 6:30. Also, before Alicia gets back, I want to remind everyone that we have our Campaign Academy 2022 coming up this month. It's April 23rd. This is an extraordinary training day. We've designed it to be relevant to candidates, to volunteers working on campaigns, and even campaign professionals. You will have a chance to meet other candidates, to talk with other volunteers, to meet with some of the consultants who will be there. But especially the training that we are offering is some of the best you can find anywhere. It's very affordable, and I hope that you will consider coming. This year, it will be in Tulsa. Last year, it was was virtual because of COVID. The year before that, it was in Midwest City, and then in Oklahoma City before that. So we're excited about Campaign Academy 2022, and you'll be hearing more about that this week. Well, it looks like our chair has successfully navigated coming back with rain. That's an easy thing to happen. Hold on a moment, and I'll give you to Alicia.
Hi, Democrats. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I guess Scott already talked to you about Campaign Academy. Super excited about that. I hope he also talked to you about the Crumey Frazier Gala. Alrighty, in Tulsa on April 23rd, we're having a gala to celebrate our most recent DNC committeemen, both Jim Frazier and George Crumey. You guys are familiar with them. They are very active in the Democratic Party and have been for the last 40 plus years. We're having a gala on April 23rd at the Summit Club to celebrate them. Go out to okdemocrats.org and find out more information about that. okdemocrats.org/Crumey Frazier. But you should see it on the front because not everybody knows how to spell those names right. All righty. So we are 11 days from the deadline for campaign filing. Campaign filing is actually next week, guys. And I just want to make sure that everyone is involved. I'm super excited that my own mother was out calling people in her precinct today to get folks involved. And there's all different kinds of ways to get involved. My mother's involved in calling her precinct. There are people who are involved in their federations, people involved, through other community actions. But we have our federations, and so I'm going to try and highlight the federations through the rest of the election season. But we're going to start today talking about veterans and talking to the president of the Veterans Federation, Danielle Lanier. Welcome, Danielle.
Hey, Alicia, how are you?
I'm well. So congratulations on your new ascension to president of the Democratic Veterans. What's your whole title?
The president of the Oklahoma Democratic Veterans Committee.
Okay, that's super easy. Okay, so what exactly does the Veterans Federation do? Like, why do we have a Veterans Federation? What do you guys do?
Honestly, to help veterans in the state of Oklahoma. I know that sounds so simple, but honestly, being a good Democrat, helping out the veterans that are there, whether they are Vietnam veterans, whether they are Afghanistan veterans, whether they just are simply discharged veterans and decided to come back to Oklahoma, or they live in Oklahoma and that's where they actually got out of the service if they are service related there. And we want to open up like a welcoming committee for them to let them know, hey, if you need help filing, if you just want to be around like-minded people, we're here. And that's kind of where we open up the welcome wagon for all veterans and their families. It's a misconception that families can't be a part of it, but they absolutely can. The only thing that a family member or spouse could not do is actually hold an office position or vote. Those are the only exceptions to that. But we open up to the family members because they're the ones that support the veteran. So we definitely want to welcome them with open arms to be there with us as well.
So there are two myths about the Veteran Federation that I'd like for you to dispel.
Okay.
One, that all veterans are Republican.
It is a misconception, a long time misconception that all veterans are Republican because Republican presidents, and I'll definitely put that in air quotes, they give the best raises when it comes to that. But we've talked about that. And if you go back and you look in history, any great raise, resources, housing, any of that that has ever occurred, the majority of that has been under a Democratic president.
Well, we got to get that word out.
Yes, we
because
do.
a lot of people think that if they're a veteran, they must be a Republican because Republicans give out the good raises.
Absolutely. So
Republicans are also the ones that commit us to the most long-term wars.
Absolutely. I agree with that. 100%.
So how about veterans are old white guys?
If you were to take that and zoom out with that, you would see veterans are everyday people. They are African-American women. They are women. I know that's a shocker, and I'm going to use this time to tell a story. I have a disabled woman veteran on the back of my car, and I could pull up. I'm not going to pick any particular store, but occasionally there are some locations that have specific veteran parking that's going on, and even some places that have handicap parking. And I've pulled into a couple of those, and then I will always get that one guy, that points to the sign like, hey, what are you doing there? And I'm like, hi, did you see the plates that are on the back of this car? Okay, well, you might want to take a look at that first before you say something to me. So some of the other women veterans groups that I'm a part of, a lot of women experience the same thing. If we were definitely to zoom out further than that, you have everybody that are of different races, different nationalities. We have some people that may not be a naturalized citizen that have served. And under President Trump, and I'm not saying that this is a Trump bashing here, but a lot of them were deported because they were not yet naturalized, even though they were serving in the military. So it's a lot of misconceptions that's out there, whether it's women, whether it's even transgenders. Now, people can openly serve, if gay or a member of the LGBTQ community, you can openly serve. When I first signed up in 1994, we had the don't ask, don't tell policy. And even though there is still issues when it comes to serving, we've come a long way, even from 1994 to now, where people feel safe saying, this is my husband, this is my wife. Because I remember back then, you could see people, but they never had their family on their desk, or they never had photos, or unless they trusted you, they were not going to tell you that, hey, I'm in a same-sex relationship or anything like that. Or people would just say, oh, this is my roommate that's going on, because they had a fear of being ostracized. They had a fear of their safety being compromised. If we were in a battle unit, they had a fear of being put out of the military. So, unless you're a part of that unit or family, you wouldn't understand the trauma or what it's like, in being in fear of somebody knowing who you loved. And those are the main people that I want to make sure that I'm reaching out to in Oklahoma to say, this is a safe space. Please come be here with us. This is a safe space for you and for your family.
Well, I take this personally. As you know, both of my parents are veterans.
Yes.
My mama is a veteran, and she has a female veteran on the back of her car as well. And when she tries to get her veteran discount, a lot of times, and most of the times it's women that will, tell her that the discount is only good for the actual veteran.
Uh-huh.
And so what I wanted to make sure, and what I'm glad that you're here to dispel, is that that's not how the Veterans Federation looks at it. If you are a veteran, or you support, or the family of a veteran, you are welcome to join the Oklahoma Democratic Federation of Veterans.
With open arms.
Okay, awesome. And I went to the pancake breakfast. I enjoyed myself at the pancake breakfast. There were a lot of folks. So that's a really good event. So if you are interested in joining the Oklahoma Democratic Federation of Veterans, what's an email? I've seen it. I can picture it. What's the email that people need to reach out to?
I will put it in the chat for everybody because it's an acronym. I want to say it's ODP VC at Gmail, but let me put it in the chat. That way I know I put the correct information in.
Awesome. Because we need to beef up the Veterans Committee. We need to make sure that people know it's not just veterans of foreign war. It's not just veterans of Vietnam and back. It can be someone who is currently serving.
Yes.
It could be someone who wasn't deployed outside of Oklahoma.
Yes.
Like my mama, who wasn't deployed outside of Oklahoma, but veterans. And those who support veterans. Okay. And then we have some veteran candidates running, and you guys will be supporting them as well.
Absolutely. I have been actively reaching out. We are actually having a meeting. Plug. We're having a meeting, and an in-person meeting coming up this Saturday at the ODP headquarters at 9 a.m. We will be voting on a few different issues, but we do have some candidates that said that they are going to stop by. Everybody is welcome. Please come out to that, especially if you are running for office in any area of Oklahoma. We want your face in the place. We want to meet you. We want to talk with you. We want to know that we support you. Now, we don't endorse in a primary, of course, and I'm sure everybody understands that, but we do want to bring you forward because we have questions. We want to know, what you think, what is your stand on veterans? We're here, and we want to support everybody that decides to run. All right, Alicia, I think your screen froze. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it's crazy. Are you guys having a storm up that way?
Yeah, between Oklahoma City and Tulsa. I'm in Oklahoma City, and Alicia's in Tulsa. Gotcha. So that often happens. Danielle, I appreciated you being on today. I learned some things that I didn't know. And I will say that I'm a proud member of the Veterans Federation because my husband served in the Air Force. And it was important to me to just make that statement. It's not expensive, and it's a very, very worthwhile group to be a part of. So thank you for all you're doing. Congratulations on rising up into this role, and especially thank you for accepting it, because Absolutely. I know you've got a full plate, and this is another cause, but I appreciate what you're doing. And thank you so much for joining Alicia today. I look forward to seeing you soon, Danielle.
I look forward to seeing you and your husband as well. If you get a chance, Scott, come by the place on Saturday. We'd love to have you.
That's a deal. Okay, thanks again.
Thank you. Have a good day, veterans.
Well, friends, that's all of our time today. And I'm sorry for the technical issues. Sometimes we are victims of weather in Oklahoma, as you well know. So thank you for being with us, and I hope to see you this evening at 6:30 for the Hamilton Report. Until the next time we're together, please take very good care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.